I've got Pat McGrath's new Mothership eyeshadow palettes to share with you guys today. These come in super cool packaging. It's some of the most like unique, innovative packaging that I've ever like opened with makeup. And the graphics on them are just stellar. Like the outside box packaging is really exciting. She came out with 3 palettes and I purchased mine off of her website. They have a bundle on the website where if you buy all 3 of them, you can get them for $300 as opposed to $125 individually. And I had just thought, I'm probably gonna buy one and wish for another. So I might as well buy them all and save the 75 bucks. These are also available on the Sephora website, but they don't have the bundle on Sephora. At least they didn't when I had checked. In addition to the super cool box packaging that they came in, the actual palette has got some of the most luxe feeling packaging that I think I have in my whole collection. Like when I got it out, it just kind of blew my expectations out of the water. Like the actual packaging has a nice weight to it. It's got like a, it feels like a metal almost plate on the back, where this wording on here is actually etched into like the plate. It's just super cool and super luxe feeling. I have palettes that I've paid twice the amount of money as I paid for one of these, and the packaging is just not even close. The Pat McGrath Labs logos are embedded into the plastic on the front as well. With as awesome as this packaging is though, there's one big thing that they just totally forgot to do, especially since they sell them in the bundle itself. These palettes have no names on them, so like the outside, the inside, nowhere on the actual palette once you like take them out of the packaging is there a name on the palette itself. They do come with an insert with the eyeshadow names on it. I've kind of cut mine up because I'll show you in a minute why. But there's a mirror in there. It's really pretty. It doesn't go all the way. It goes about, well, that far back. Don't lean all the way back. The names aren't printed inside, which I normally don't like that when they do an insert. I'd rather have the names in the palette. But the biggest thing is I bought all 3 of them, and like when I take the inserts out and everything, there's no way to look at which one is which without opening them up and memorizing the names of them, because the name is not etched on the palette. And I think that was kind of a big whoops. So what I did was take the insert and I cut it to fit the mirror that's in here so that I can put it inside of each palette and I can see both the shade names. And then I took like a metallic permanent marker and I just wrote the name of the palette across here so that I know which palette or what it's called and also the shade names. And it fits in there. What I'm going to do, I wanted to do this video before I went and attached it, but I left the plastic on the mirror, and I'm probably going to like take some tape or a little bit of glue and just glue this to the mirror, so that, because I don't use them anyway, so that it stays in there. It would have made the world of difference if they had printed the names inside of the eyeshadow palette and then etched the name of the palette on the back. The one I'm holding is the Mothership III Subversive eyeshadow palette, and I'll get up close and kind of identify what are the matte shades and then which ones are like the glitteries and which ones are kind of like the shimmer metallic shades. One thing is each one of them has this matte black shade and then this white, well, it's called Astral Ghost Orchid, is in 2 of the eyeshadow palettes. So those are some repeated shades that are in there. I did do 2 demos with these palettes. One look was a darker one and I kind of used shades from I think all 3 palettes. And then the look that I have on my eyes today is from just this palette, and I incorporated a matte brow bone highlight underneath the brow, a separate single that I had, because none of these palettes contain a matte brow bone shade. There's only one shade across all 3 that kind of has a matte transition too. So I think in terms of like whether it's something you're gonna like, I don't think that you'll be able, if you like a real neutral, easy like wearable type of look, I don't think any one of these palettes will satisfy you, because there's shades in each one that are more glittery or shiny, or there's a little bit of a curve, a learning curve to like using and applying them to get the most out of them. They're very editorial type palettes. But with that being said, looking at this here, you can see that I did come up with a pretty wearable look out of it, but I did incorporate another shade, which typically I don't like to do that when I'm like picking up one palette. I like to use everything just from that palette, but I did do that for that look today. The one that I did that was darker was incorporated just from using these eyeshadow palettes. The mattes blend out really, really nice. They're extremely pigmented. Very little fallout on those guys, but the glitter shades have got quite a bit of fallout. And then again, with that learning curve, I've tried them 3 different ways. I've tried them with a brush, I've tried them with my finger, and I've also used them wet. They go on nice with a brush wet, and they go on nice with a brush if you have a really tacky base on your lid. Otherwise, it's best they will go on really shiny when you use your finger, and then using your finger over a tacky base kind of yields the most shine. And then I believe one of the reasons why there's a black shade in each of these palettes is because when you layer those shinier shades over a black, it kind of shifts it into a different type of a shade. It's got it brings out certain colors in that shade that you wouldn't otherwise see unless you put it over a black, which is, that's why I say that these palettes are very, very editorial. I think that you don't need to own all 3 like I do, but I think it'd be fun to own just one. I think there's a lot of fun that can happen with these palettes. And when I zoom up close and give you guys swatches, I think you'll be able to better see whether or not these are going to be something that you like. There is one palette, it's the number 1 I believe, that has got the most neutral wearable shades in it. But again, I created I think it's pretty neutral and wearable and that's just out of the 3 palettes, so it kind of depends on how you mix and match them, I guess. I guess there is one other thing to be said about those glitter shades. They're kind of chunky and gritty and stuff, but I don't really have anything to compare them to in my like whole collection. They're a different type of an eyeshadow. Again, I feel like the magic happens when you either use them wet or pack them on with your finger over a sticky base, or either use them over a black, like the black eyeshadow, or like the kit that I had gotten a couple months ago. I can't remember when they came out. There was a black like smudge stick type of a liner in there, and it's tacky, and you pack those glittery shades over that tacky black and it's just like boom. So with that being said, let me go ahead and zoom in and give you guys an up close of the packaging and also some swatches. This first one is the Mothership 1 Subliminal, and this, there's a it's like indented into the front of the palette. No joke, this packaging feels extremely luxurious. It's just missing the name of the palette. And then for the details on the back, oh, it's getting blurry there because of the shine, but this is engraved into the palette, which is super, super cool. And then there is your mirror with the, it's got cut corners like that. I mean, it just is very, very luxe. The packaging, it still has the plastic over it. So this is what I did with the insert that came inside the box. I just wrote it with a marker, a metallic permanent marker, and then there are your shade names. And it fits over the mirror, and I'm going to glue it at some point. So this is the most neutral, I feel, out of the bunch. And one of my favorite shades out of all of these palettes is this guy right here. It's like a blue lavender pink. It's a very unique, beautiful shade. This is the palette that has like the one transitional shade in it, and that's this guy right here. These 2 shades right here are matte, and then you have got that matte black. And then there are 3 like metallic-y or like shimmer shades, and that's these 2. They're more like a traditional eyeshadow formula. And then you've got 2 that are a smooth, really shiny color, and that's these 2 right here, and then these 2 on the end. Those 2 are the chunky glitter types that, these 2 have nice effects over the black too, but these 2 here really are like boom when you put them over a black or a really sticky base. Too, it'll just provide a really beautiful effect. So let me go ahead and start swatching these for you guys. And then these guys. And this is a black. The black is like really, really black. Really, really pigmented. But see, that color is so pretty. That VR Violet Soul's that gold. And then these next 4. This blue is really stunning too. Is that blue not beautiful, right? I'm going to actually take that Astral white shade and put it over this black, so you can see what I'm talking about with the effects. It's just really, really pretty. It comes out like a more tealish blue as opposed to what it looks like down there. This next one is the Mothership 2 Sublime, and this one has got one of the shades that's a repeat, and that is called Astral Ghost Orchid. This Astral Ghost Orchid shade is also in the number 3 palette, and the black is in all 3 of these palettes, so that those are the repetitious shades through all 3 palettes. And then just so you guys can see the shades here, the shade names. Oh, it's kind of hard with all the shine on my lights there, but this palette has 2 mattes, and it's the black and this dark brown. And then for like the metallic or like shimmer shadows that are more traditional style shadows, you've got these 2 right here and these 2. And then this one has got more 3 of kind of the more chunkier glitter type shades, and that's these 2 on right here, and then this white, and then you've got a greenish color right here. So there's only one of the smoother type really shiny shadows in this one, and that's that green. These ones here are more chunky feeling. So let's go ahead and swatch these guys. These palettes are heavy. I'm like scared I'm gonna drop it. Do you guys want me to swatch the black in every single one? Yeah, I will. Then I'll try to like go over it with one of the sparkly shades at the end. Super shiny, but these are gritty and chunky type of shades. And then these last 4. These matte shades too in here are super smooth. Like, if she comes out with an all matte palette, well, let's be real. If she comes out with any more palettes, I'm probably going to buy them because I'm a lunatic, but... Let me take this color VR Nectar right here and pat that over the black for you guys. Just so you can see a little bit of the difference like it creates over black. So that is Mothership 2 Sublime right there. And then here is the last one. This is the Mothership 3 Subversive. This is the one that I'm wearing in the majority of the video with the pinks. And so here are the shades. You've got that Astral Ghost Orchid, which is a repeat from the 2, and then the black, which is a repeat from all 3. And in this one here, you have got 2 matte shades. You've got this warm dark brown and the black. And then there are 2 of the smoother shimmer or like metallic type of shades, which are these 2, which are the more traditional style eyeshadow formula. And then there are 3 of the really shiny shades that are smoother, and that's the purple, the black, and this green right here. I wore this all over the lid the other day, and it was just so strikingly, like, it was really beautiful. And then there are 3 of the chunky glitter type shades, which are these 3 right here, the blue, the pinky purple one, and then this, again, the Astral Ghost Orchid. So let's get some swatches going here. The purple does, it's between the smooth shiny and the chunky shiny, that purple. It's got a little bit of grip, but not as much as the others. And then these shades. It's like an old gold green, that color. It's so pretty. And then these last 4. The black has a little bit of grit to it too, but not as much as these three. So let me set the palette down because I feel like I'm going to drop it. Those are the last four. So that is the Mothership 3 Subversive. Let me grab one of those glittery ones and put it over the black for you too. I grabbed Blitzed Amethyst there, so let me put that over the black. Hopefully that was helpful for you guys. I know I didn't need all three of them, but there is a uniqueness factor about all three of them, so I am happy that I have them. I also really appreciate the uniqueness of what Pat McGrath is doing. It's just something that's really new and innovative, and it's really refreshing in the makeup community. So super, I was gonna like hold them up while I was talking about them, but like all three of them, especially together, they're really heavy. I forgot to mention how much product is in each one. The ones that are in the pans, which are the more traditional style eyeshadows, which would be the mattes, and then those like metallic satin, or they're like a satiny metallic, if that's something, metallic satiny shimmer. Those ones are 0.053 ounces per shade, and then the ones that don't have the pan around them, you can see when I've zoomed in and give the swatches which ones kind of have the pan around them. The ones that don't have the pan, which by the way, there's no pan, so it's not like it's gonna be able to be like depotted in those palettes, but those ones are 0.042 ounces per shade. So there is quite a bit. The 0.042 is a little bit higher than mid-range in terms of like size-wise, so there's a decent amount of product in here as well. The total amount is 13.2 grams or 0.47 ounces per palette. Now, if you're interested in seeing how these shadows went on for me, and I've got 2 demos for you this time, you can hang tight and we'll get into it right now. I already primed my lids from the lash line to up underneath the brow with the NYX eyeshadow base, and now I'm going to take this Chikuhodo T8 brush, and I'm going to go into that extreme black, which is a matte black shade, and see where this takes me. I'm going to take her, V it out. I think that Dakota GS9 will do this job. I'm going to go back into that extreme black. I'm just going to really pack this on. Bring it up. Just kind of make a shape here. And I'm going to pack it on to about halfway on the, well, I'm going to bring it in 2/3 of the way, I think. Just about like that. Then using this Gossamer 18 brush, I'm going to go into this shade right here, which is called VR Astral. I'm going to use the side of that 18 brush, and I'm going to put it in the furthest inner corner right here and start to bring it over the black. Using that same brush, I'm going to go into this Bronze 005 shade. It's like a gold. And I'm going to pack that kind of over it and then work it on the, further out on the black. Then on ESM G29, I'm going to go into this shade. It's called Skin Show Glow. I'm going to put that underneath the brow. I'm going to bring it all the way down, but I'm not going to touch the border of the black. I'm going to go back in with the Chikuhodo GSN9. I'm not going to pick up any product, but I'm going to blend this right here. going to dip into a shade from the Subliminal palette, and I'm going to use a Hakuhodo J146 shade. And I'm going to go into the Ultimate Taupe, which is right here, and it's a matte mid-tone neutral shade. And I'm going to very, very lightly touch this right here. And bring it inwards right above that shiny stuff. The shiny stuff. Now I'm going to take this Chikuhodo Juicen 11, it's a little angled brush, and I'm going to go into the extreme black shade and kind of use it to line my lash line. I'm going to take a little bit of this shade right here. It's just called Dark. I'm going to use that on a Hakuhodo 5523 brush. Just pick up a little tiny bit of that and put it through here. So there's the eyeshadow done. I'm going to go ahead and finish up my eye makeup, and I'll be right back to put on some lips for you guys. For the lips, I've got Pat McGrath Labs Permagel Ultra Lip Pencil in Done Undone. And this is a self-sharpening type of pencil. Line them. And then the lipstick is number 406 Valletta. It's a Luxe Trance lipstick. Put this guy on. And there is the overall finished look. I already primed my eyes with the NYX eyeshadow base. Now I'm going to take a Goss 18 brush, and I'm going to go into the shade Astral Ghost Orchid right there. And this is the Subversive, Mothership III Subversive palette. I'm going to put that on the very inner portion of my eye. Then on that same brush, I'm going to go into VR Pink and put that right next to the shade we just put down. I'm just going to put that in the center. Then I'm going to flip that 18 brush around and go into the shade Lazarus and put that out here. I'm going to blend into that pink. I don't do this very often, but I'm going to actually wet my brush and go into that VR Pink shade because it wasn't adhering very well. See if that intensifies her. Oh yeah. I just used water with that. Much more foily. And I've got quite a bit of fallout that I'm going to go ahead and brush off right away. Now using a Chikuhodo Juicen 9, I'm going to go into the shade called Deep Shade. It's a matte brown, warm brown shade. I'm going to put that out here and take it right above those other shades. And lightly fade it upwards. Because there really isn't a matte transition in here. So we're going to have to make one. There isn't a matte highlighting shade in any of the palettes, so I'm going to use this Burberry Trench number 2 eyeshadow. I think this one's discontinued, but it's just like a bone colored matte eyeshadow. I'm going to use that under the brow. And up through here. Give that a good blend. Then I'm going to use a little bit of that deep shade on a J5523 brush from Hakuhodo. And I'm going to buff this a little bit further up through here. So there is the eyeshadow done. I'm going to go ahead and finish up my eye makeup, and I'll be right back to put on some lips for you guys. For lips, I've got the Pat McGrath Labs Permagel Ultra Lip Pencil in the shade Done Undone. I'm just going to go ahead and line my lips with that. And then to fill them in, I've got the Pat McGrath Labs Luxe Trance Lipstick, and this is in the shade 406 Valletta. I'm just going to go ahead and fill my lips in with it. And there is the overall finished look using the new Pat McGrath Mothership eyeshadow palettes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.